So welcome everyone to our Monday night Pagination call. I welcome you all. It feels great to be back here again, where we have people joining us here from far and wide, and we're grateful that you've taken the time out of your night to come here and join us a bit to talk a little bit about, um, first of all, last month. Last month. What a month that was. I mean, in the history of this company, over 10,500 and change associates joined this company. Like that's just outrageous. So very, very exciting. But one of the things that we have to do now is make sure that they're guided properly. Now, there was a girl that did an onboarding call. I'm trying to think what her name was. Lasherite is her last name. But the recording's there, and she's relatively new. She's only been in Super Patch since February, but she did a phenomenal training on onboarding. And one of the things I think is the most important when people come in to this business, I think a lot of times they're coming in for the culture. They're coming in for the community.
Mhm.
They want to feel like they're part of something, and a lot of times it's up to us to make them feel that way and to make them feel like they're part of that community. So I think that, one of the things that, corporate has always done when people enroll is they send, a congratulations letter, and I think we've all been guilty of it before where we sign somebody up and we're almost afraid to talk to them in some cases. And we just sit and cross our fingers and go, oh my goodness, I hope they build me a huge business. We all, I think, have shared a little bit of guilt on that before, and haven't spent the time maybe to be with our new people. And with having that many come in to the business, I think it's absolutely paramount that we get people started in the right direction. And this training that this woman did that just joined in February was very, very good. A lot of great points. She doesn't necessarily do it the way all of us do, but I think what she has to offer is incredible. How many people here, by show of hands, have watched the training from her?
I haven't watched that one, but I watched Lori Petrelli's call on how to
Yeah,
start a month, and that was
yeah,
pretty
getting the
cool.
month started. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great call as well. I mean, obviously, Lori Petrelli's a great leader and has done very, very well in network marketing. Um, but how many here, when you get a new associate, and you get a letter, you're CC'd a letter congratulating you, where it has a little red tab there that you can push that's onboarding your new associate. How many people here have used that? Not very many. Not very many. So it's obvious, that um, onboarding is a very important thing. And as I said before, I think that, people um, come in certainly for a culture first, and they join us. And I think it's very important in that first 30 days that we stick very, 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 very close to our associates. And a lot of times we don't necessarily do the best job, and I'm guilty as charged. And so I'd like to ask your opinion, Jen. What have you done with some of your new associates that have come on board? What's sort of the pattern that you do with your new associate?
Well, I just have to say that I am so grateful you sent that recording to me today, or yesterday, of Lori Petrelli and how she starts a month. And it's like step one, two, three. You have to print out a list of all your new people. You have to reach out to whoever sponsored those new people and make sure they're getting the attention they need. Yeah, it was incredible. I have two full pages of sort of step by step. And the phone call is huge,
Yeah.
right? Like not a message, not an email, a phone call, right? Um, and you can get a sense of what your new person um, is expecting and what they're looking for and things like that.
Hmm.
So so I think, calling either the person that sponsored the new person, and you know what? If you call them and they say, "Hey, my upline has already called me," and blah blah blah, that's awesome. That's called duplication, right?
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that, when people first come in, unless they're an experienced network marketer, a lot of times, as I said, people just want to be part of something that is important. They want to
Mhm.
be able to, as Ray Higdon always said, they want to be able to join your campfire.
Yeah.
And so I think it's very, very important for those first 30 days to, almost spoon feed them, as Candace said, because our job, as she puts it, is to create eagles, not chickens that just flock around and peck at the ground. We want eagles to soar. And so, what I want to do though is I will post, either myself or Carolyn will post the training with Candace Lasherette, which is a really, really powerful training. And she's just so endearing, um, as a presenter, as an experienced network marketer. And I think we can all learn from those things. But what I wanted to talk about is this is the form, and you can't see it, but I will put it in the files tab. But this is what the company, Corporate Super Patch, has done on our behalf for onboarding. And I think I've always spoke about talking about how important I believe it is to qualify, show your person how much you care, and qualify them for what they want. Because we can have somebody come in and assume what they want, and we can be totally off base.
Mhm.
And then we can actually be annoying as
But
people that,
it's so
you
true.
know,
It's like I heard on a call today. Just get to what the person wants, and then it's not renting space in your head anymore, right?
mhm. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Carolyn, if you could unmute, I'd love to hear from you on what you've done. You've had a pretty big growth month last month with your people, in particular. You've had one of your associates who's a dear friend, become a dear friend of mine, Pitter, who just had a run last month that was crazy. And so, what are you girls doing to make sure that people are onboarded properly and are made to feel welcome and get to the bottom of really what they want and what they want to do with Super Patch?
Well, you and Jen have touched on a couple of really key points. Terry, you said a lot of people join for the community. They just want to feel part of something, and I think that is most people. But it's about qualifying them. It's about building that relationship with them, finding out what are your goals. What are your financial goals? Do you want to make $500 a month? Do you want to make $5,000 a month? Or maybe you just came in with $1 and you just want to buy patches at wholesale cost. So, it's really about figuring out what is it why did you join? That's really important. What are the top 3 reasons why you joined this company? And what are your health goals? Because, we're about the patches. Have you done a balance test? Did you order, are you wearing the correct patches for what your health goals are? Because, we want everyone to have a personal testimony, right? That's really important. People need to create their own story and share that story because that's what people are looking for, right? So, based on their goals, then what I like to do is I like to schedule a personal Zoom call with them, a one-on-one. I share my screen and it's just really basic. How do you be qualified every month to get paid commission? Are you on a smart ship? Are you on the right smart ship? What's the importance of a smart ship, right? I mean, that's really the blood of our business. I want to build that relationship with that person. I want to make sure that that they feel comfortable with me, that they're plugged in. I want to make sure that they know about the balance test, that they're on the Facebook groups, that we have a community, that we are, we're all one team, we're a family. And, because sometimes people join the business, they don't know what they joined, they don't really know what their goals are. And so I really like to dig in with that and then just be able to answer their questions. And like you said, Terry, just lock their arms, hold their hand, and and if they say, yeah, I definitely want to build a business, I'm like, let's get you to senior associate today. Like, who are the two people you thought of that you think want to build a business, or that will benefit from our patches, and get them on a call, maybe say, let's call them right now, or send them a message right away. So just getting them to out of their comfort zone, feeling comfortable, and to senior associate right away as quickly as possible if that's what they want to do, is build a business. So that's that's
Yeah, I
what.
think that, Carolyn, I think that's really, really good because again, it still always seems to circle back to what do they want? This isn't, we all already have it figured out of what we want. I think everybody's sort of focused for the most part on what they want, where they want to go. But the new people haven't been in as long as us. They haven't had the experience. We assume that they know that it's easy to go into the back office, that it's easy to place an order. But I can remember first opening the back office and thought, wow, there's a lot of buttons here. What do I touch? What don't I touch? And it's certainly about, making the new associate feel welcome. And I love the idea of doing a call with them. Have they done the product demo? Have they actually done a balance demo?
Mhm.
And if they're not in your area, you have to go, sort of through it with them on, it might be a Zoom or whatever, and say, okay, I need two people, possibly three, to help you prepare your own demo video, or you send them one and say, I need you to duplicate what you just saw. And I think, that's certainly important. But I think one of the biggest things is, I've seen over the years is people don't even know the difference between the replicated website and the back office. And so I think in that first day of sign up, or certainly within the first couple of days of sign up, I think it's important to do a Zoom call with the new associate to let them know, A, during the month, what promotions, B, what they want. Do they want to attack these promotions? Here's the ranks. It's like an orientation. I mean, when you hire somebody, if you're in human resources, you orientate the person you hire. You show them where the washrooms are. You show them where the emergency fire escapes are. You show them where the lunchroom is. You show them where the washrooms are. And I think that's imperative that we do that. Show them how to place an order, how to set up a smart ship, or how to edit the smart ship. Because in a lot of cases, we may have a smart ship set up at enrollment, but we also want to be able to show them in their back office how they can edit that, how they can change the product, and how they can edit that. And so we show them, those things. If they're going to build a business, it's imperative that they know within the first week, first 3 days possibly, of how do they sign up an associate? If they're going to make a run to get senior associate, how do they sign them up? Where do they sign them up from? If they're, taking a customer that's bought in the first couple of days that goes, bam, I want to join this, I want to go. Well, it's important that they know that they have to sign up from their customer profile, not the replicated website. So they have to log back into their customer profile from the sponsor's replicated website. And then at the top left corner, it will say upgrade to associate. So I think bringing that back in, Carolyn, to, knowing what somebody's why is. I mean, I think right now, today, everybody on this call knows about their why. Why are you doing this? And if it's to help people, wonderful, which I assume it is. But we should be able to be paid, and we should be able to be paid well for the amount of help. We have been given a gift with this technology to help the world, and we got to make sure that our new people understand the opportunity that we have here to share this. And I think that, that leads into, maybe a day or two after signing up, where they go into understanding what the qualifications are. Because for the first real month, we're actually spoon feeding people, as Candace puts it. We're actually spoon feeding them without saying we're spoon feeding them. We're really taking them by the hand, and we're giving them an orientation of their business, of what they bought into. And I think it's so important to make sure that we edify their decision, so they don't feel like they've made a bad decision, that they feel like they're getting support, they feel like they're in the right place at the right time, and we can and to let them know that you're available. Here's my upline. You're the sponsor. Here's my upline. Here's three people that are above me that I know that will talk to you anytime. Let them know that they've got the support, and making sure it's clear that they understand perfectly why they joined the business, and then helping them work towards their goals. Because they have to know that working towards their goals is certainly going to help Super Patch Corporate work towards the goals of what the company wants, and that's to help minimum 1 billion people. So we talk about, going through simple business tools, how to access resources, how to order any marketing material. We talk about shows. What else after, let's say, 5 days after somebody signed up and they've got their patches? Jen, Carolyn, what do you do after somebody's got their product? They've had it for a little bit of time. How important is follow-up for you when you know that that new person has their product?
It's
Oh,
go ahead, Jen.
if uh if I know they have their product, it's the first time they're trying it, I want to hear from them every day, right? I want to hear from them every day, what difference they're feeling. Well, or every other day,
Hmm.
Um, and I want it in their words, really.
Hmm.
Yeah, follow up is so important because people need to feel plugged in. And when they first get their patches, they're so excited. They're like kids in the candy store. Oh my God, I got my product, right? They just joined this business. They're all excited and they're like, what is this? And I want to make sure that I go through all of the patches with them. I want to make sure that they're the right patches for them and their family. And I'll go through what the patches do. We have a great one pager that I make sure I send them. They already have, just how to wear the patches. And I like people to keep a journal as well. I want people to,
Yeah.
journal. I want like give a 1 to a 10. I want you write down, give a number of how you feel now before you start on the patches. Some people want to try just one patch at a time, and that's great. There's different ways to do it. Other people say, no, I'm going to put four on at a time, right? Uh,
Hmm.
but I think it's important to have them journal how they feel because we always forget how we feel. It's not like this massive um like elation. It's not like taking a pill, right? So it's just it can be so subtle and so important that you have a baseline and you can have something to reference back.
Yes,
It was
exactly.
so subtle for me. I was taking painkillers before you introduced me, Terry. And yeah, it was so subtle for me that I just realized after about 3 weeks, oh my God, I'm not looking for the painkillers anymore. So it is once you don't have the pain, you quickly forget. So,
True.
And I think Jen, case in point there too is, when you follow up with your new associate and or customer, because your best associate
Mm-hmm.
is going to be a converted customer, I can assure you. Um, but they know you care, right? They know that you care when you follow up and you're genuinely concerned about, what they're experiencing with this technology. Because when we do that, we don't always get the same results with everybody. So it's about the encouragement to keep going. There's a reason why
Yeah.
we have 28 patches in a pack here. And that encouragement is so important for people when they're first starting, I think. Um, I think what's important in the first 30 days too is showing them how to sign up a customer, how to copy and paste the
Mm-hmm.
replicated website in order to send it to somebody that's interested. Now we have this new, I Decide app that we can use. That's a tremendous tool to use to send to people. It might be a situation where, you know, within the first 30 days, they learn about that tool because I think it's really important that they know where to find resources in their back office, where to find the marketing materials. That the welcome kit for new associates is electronic now. Some of those little things that we all take for granted. And we have to remember that, when somebody comes in, they're like, put in a, 150,000 square foot plant and filled with racking and aisles and everything, and they don't know where to go. So we got to lead them by the hand for sure. So, it talks about, we talk about leveraging available tools. I think it's very important that we let people know that are new what groups we have, whether it's WhatsApp groups. Candace talks about, when you watch her video, she starts her team's small to begin with because she's only been here a short period of time, but it's going to grow exponentially. She starts a messenger chat on Facebook for just the new people that have joined her company. And so she says she has some crossover because somebody might join, on the 20th of, say, June, and they're invited if they want to come in for the month of July as well as a crossover month. And once people feel comfortable, then she puts them in the bigger groups that she has. Now, as teams grow, it gets a little more difficult to do for sure, but I think it comes back to making sure that we're creating eagles and not chickens, and that resonated with me substantially. So I think it's important that once we talk to people, we get them into our Facebook groups. We all support each other with a nice welcome to people, make them feel encouraged that their decision was the right one, that they've joined something phenomenal, and all of us are supporting them in the group. And I think it's important to let them know, about our opportunity Zooms because we're teaching people to be, you know, professional inviters. We want to invite people to our opportunity Zooms on Tuesdays and Thursdays and let them know that they're not, they're not going to necessarily make all of them. But let them know that these are when we have the calls. And those that show up are usually the ones that win, right? So those that show up, what you do, your people will do. The speed of the leaders, the speed of the team. And so, gaining people their wings, I think is very important. So I think that, the time that we spend with them is time well spent. If it's 30 days and you want to create that duplication, and so if you're spending the time with people in that first 30 days, letting them know that you're here, if they have a question, you're available 24/7. And if you don't get back to them right away, you'll get back to them ASAP, and that we're here to help because we want them to see the success that they're looking for. And, Candace talked about new people, and, we all heard before, "Well, I don't have any money. I can't afford it." And So I think it's time, part of onboarding and talking to somebody is she talks about pre-selling the Flex 40 kit as bundles. And we'll post the bundles in here where you have, you know, 5 people with 4 packs. It could be a cycling pack. It could be a baseball pack that she's created. It could be, a golf pack. It could be a workout pack. It could be a women's menopause pack. And you get them to pre-sell those. So with 5 people getting a 4 pack product, 4 pack bundle, that pays for their pack for their kit almost $100 short. Now what you have is you've got people that are pre-sold. Now you have another 20 packs left of your choice in your Flex 40 kit that you can now leverage to sell or use as demos and talk to them about the money they can make because that's $1,100 profit just on that pack alone, not counting the bonuses that are available. And if you can show somebody in the first 30 days that they can make a 4-figure paycheck on their first 30 days, I assure you they will not go anywhere. They will not go anywhere. And so, for those that are struggling with payment, we teach them how to, pre-sell a kit to gymnasiums, to workout places. And between Carolyn and I and Jen will post those different packs that were created that Candace so graciously allowed us to share with the team. So I think that, the ideal thing too is at the end of the 30 days is to call them up personally and congratulate them for their first 30 days. Where are we at? Do a recap. Did you get close to a rank? Well, let's get it this month. What do we have to do? So I think the biggest thing, like Carolyn, that I've taken away from what you said is relationships. That's what we've tried to do and letting people know that you're there to help. None of us are perfect in this business, but this business is perfect for us. So we have to continue to lead and show people that we care. So anything anybody wants to add, Carolyn or Jen, you want to add anything more to our talk about onboarding new associates? Because we've had a lot come in this month, and I think it's important that we talk to them about the smart ship. We talk to them about how to be qualified and find out what they want.
Mhm.
Yeah, just a couple things I took away were um, making sure that new associates know when they are setting up their smart ship, they can choose 4 and pay for 3.
Yeah.
And also making sure they know that when they have 3 personally enrolled on a 2-pack minimum smart ship, that they um, get the business builders bonus, which is 2 free packs a month. So making sure they know it and understand it, because when they're signing up, there's just so much to take in.
Yeah.
And it's just something you're gonna have to continually remind them of and keep on top of.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a great point, Jen. And
And there's a message from Helen. They haven't said when it's going to end, Helen. So I think right now it's month to month.
what's that, the 4 for 3?
Yeah.
I have a guess that it's going to run forever. That's my
Oh,
guess.
yeah.
I think so.
It's such a good thing, and it means a raise for everybody. And it's
Hmm.
the best way to buy the packs because
Yeah.
if you buy the 4 for 3 and you get 3 people that are on, as you said, Jen, a minimum 2 pack
Yeah.
smart chip, you get 2 packs for free. So you're really only paying for 3 and getting, um,
It's a 50% discount, really,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's down to like
which is
22.
better than practitioner.
Yeah, it's 22.50 a pack,
Yeah.
right? So, sometimes profitability is not always in the selling, sometimes it's in the buying and
Yeah.
how you buy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, So that's really really important as well.
Yeah.
So,
So thank you for that. That's my takeaways.
And I love the pre-selling the Flex 40. I think it's brilliant.
Mm,
mhm.
It allows somebody to join, um, completely qualified for all the fast start bonuses, get their initial investment back in their pocket quickly, and then make a profit on top of that very quickly as well. And you can choose, the value of that kit is you get to select your patches. So you can focus on a market, select all the patches for that market.
mhm.
And I think that's the best kit and the best way to go for sure.
Yes, I agree. Well, I want to be cognizant of everybody's time tonight. We're trying to keep these calls to half hour to 45 minutes. But I've been talking a lot with Carolyn and Jen and Kevin Dugay and people here. And corporate has always done, great contests and great things. But I feel sometimes that a lot of people think that it may not be attainable because we're competing against so many mature and seasoned network marketers that it's difficult for us that maybe haven't been around. So what I decided to do, I don't know whether anybody on this call, I wanted to run a contest and I like to collaborate with people. I've been collaborating with Carolyn and Pitter on their team, and they've got a team that's growing rapidly as well. And I think collaboration brings us to the whole one team mindset that Jay wants us to have. And I think there's more power in numbers. So I have been blessed since I was 32 years old to have a beautiful, beautiful escape in northern Quebec. It's there's a few people on this call that have been there before. Heather and Kevin Dugay and Jen Moyer have been there before, and I wanted to run a contest where everybody has a shot at it. And so what I'm looking at doing, and I will post this right away. Though Darlene Reimer's on here too, she's been there a number of times, and it's the only place on the whole lake. It's so peaceful. I want to do kind of like a little leadership retreat. And so what decided to do in collaboration with Carolyn Dow's team and with the help of Jen and Kevin Dugay and so on is we're going to run a contest for the top enroller starting tonight. Whoever enrolls the most people from now until August 20th with a qualifying kit. So that can be the Pan Am or above. It can be whatever it is in Europe. It can be whatever it is as a qualifying kit in the UK. And it can be the Flex 40 kit. And you have to, sign up first, and then the Flex 40 is not available at sign up. However, they can go back in and order their Flex 40 kit. So what I'm going to do, normal cost to come to my place because I run it as a business per person is $1,500. And and what I'm willing to do is whoever wins, we're going to pick one person from our team and one person from Peter and Carolyn's team that enroll the most people from now until August 20th with a qualifying kit. And that includes the Flex 40 kit. If that happens, then your job is to get to Toronto. However you get, whoever wins, get to Toronto. You will have your hotel room paid for. You will then be picked up at the hotel in Toronto and be driven to the escape. All your food will be paid for, your fishing license for those that want to fish. And Heather Lemke is probably one of the best guides going up there. Um, she certainly likes to show the pictures of the big fish that she gets. But yes, that's Heather there. But it's a very, very peaceful place. I'm so grateful to be able to have it and share it. I wish that I could share it with everybody, but I guarantee you it will be a leadership week of friendship, of bonding, of inspiring your team to continue to work at this. And um, we will do some team calls up there. We will do some lives, and it will be a really, really exciting time. So it'll be, we will head to the lodge from Toronto. It's about a 5 hour drive, 4.5, 5 hour drive, back into the backwoods. We're 30 kilometers back in the wilderness. We have Elon Musk's Starlink, so you can bring your computers, you can work from there. You can recruit from there. You can do your team calls from there. And then we will depart on the 6th, I believe it is, or is it the 5th? I can't remember. Let me just check, just so I got the dates right.
It's a 6.
It's the 6th?
Yeah. Oh, like to head there?
No, to head out of there.
Oh, yeah, it's the 5th night in Toronto on the 5th and then the 6th. So till the 5th, I believe. That's the
Yeah.
Friday. Yeah.
Yes. So I will put a post in here with some pictures of this place. I guarantee you it will be a time that you will never forget. And we will pray for good weather because it's always better. But the nice thing about this time of year is there's no bugs. So we'll be over the Labor Day weekend. The water's still great to swim. We'll do a fish fry. We'll do a campfire. We'll do s'mores. We'll do marshmallows. We'll do some team bonding. And if it goes well, then I will do it again, probably a couple times a year. I'll block out that time and we will just grow it to maybe more than just one winner on each team. It may be that we have two winners, a first and second. But this is for the winner on one team. It's for you and a guest. So it'll be one winner from Carolyn Dow's team, one winner from mine and Jen Moyer's team, and of course Heather and Kevin Duguay and so on. So what you will have to do, all the instructions will be in when we post it. When you enroll somebody, you have to send an email. The email will be in the instructions to the people with the order number and the name of the person that you enrolled, and we will keep a tally of that. Now, what happens if two people are tied? Well, we're going to go into a 2 day sudden death overtime. So we're going to go into a 48-hour sudden death overtime. So what happens is you have 48 hours. The first one to enroll somebody with a qualifying kit, if you're tied, will be the winner. So it's going to be fun. We'll keep people abreast of how it's going. And I just want to wish you, everybody, all the luck. The idea is to drive not only volume here, but to work with our teams and those that want to do this. And as a business, you're going to work hard at it and you're going to get those enrollments. And I can assure you, after having this place for 30 plus years, I get excited and get butterflies in my stomach every time I go there. So, and I think you guys will too. So I wish everybody the greatest of luck. Um, and if you have any questions or whatever, you can reach out to myself, Carolyn, or Jen Moyer with regards to any questions that you might have. And I will have it posted in the Team Patchination group. But you got competition because I'm allowing it for the people in Europe and the UK as well. So onward and upward. I wish everybody the best of luck. Jen, Carolyn, you got anything to add?
No. So may the best man, women win.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And I'm excited because you did do this before, long before COVID, and it was just a phenomenal week. So, yeah, lots of new people up there, lots of brainstorming and planning. It was a great time. So, I'm excited.
Yeah. So, anyways, thank you all tonight for listening. I appreciate you all. And I will have the post up with the instructions for the contest. All the other contests are still viable, are still ongoing with corporate, but this is a collaboration between two teams, allowing our teams to maybe have a little different victory than the bigger field. The competition will be less here. Okay, so good luck, everybody, and it's my honor to be able to do this and have new people that may appear and show up. I look forward to it. So thank you all. We'll see you again next Monday night.
Thank you, Terry. Thanks, Jen. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Night, everyone.
Thank you.
Night.